Top 5 Ideas for Improving Dune 2. Dune, modern movie version from 2021. Great movie in almost every possible way. Although this film adaptation of the book is not flawless, which is not at all surprising because no film, or at least very rarely one, can be flawless and captivating in every detail. In this video, I will present 5 simple ideas that would make the sequel to the first film even more experimental, striking and convincing in a transformative way. At the same time, these 5 ideas can be understood as minimal objections to the first film, ultimately negligible due to the overall and indisputable quality of the cinematic masterpiece. By the way, I am currently reading the first book, and that is why I am perceiving this film from the perspective of a viewer who is not familiar with the literary version and who does not compare it with it. With that out of the way, let us begin. Idea number 1, spice and space stuff. A small note at the beginning: for a film that takes place in a space environment, on at least 2 planets, the lack of space scenes is clearly noticeable. These scenes could last only a few seconds, and would conjure up movements through stellar expanses, the difficulties of space traveling, and trouble with determining faraway destinations. We could also see the use of spice for interstellar travel, which in the film, as far as I saw, was not shown, only mentioned. Idea number 2, unambiguous explanations. In several places in the film, some things were left unexplained and therefore confusing. For example, the lack of artificial intelligence is not at all sufficiently, if at all, explained. The functioning of personal and object shields is somewhat clearer, but again insufficient. The shield can be penetrated using a slow blade, but airborne poison? Why doesn't the shield protect against it? Because poison is not a blade, is it? I hope that something like this will be better explained in the sequel. Idea number 3, lore and backstory. The background story and diverse presentation of the different cultures of each of the 2 worlds in the first part was clearly not the primary goal. Maybe for movie runtime, or maybe for some other reason, I can't say. Still, I would love to see the different cities of the world of Caladan, and the different factions of the inhabitants of Arrakis, for to assume that not all the Fremen live in complete harmony with each other and probably clash from time to time. Or it would be interesting if the story of an Imperial battalion was told along the way and their cultural background was explored. Somehow I have a feeling that in the sequel to Dune all these little things will be successfully realized in the most impressive fashion. Idea number 4, use of classical music. The music in this movie is great, subtle, timely, fascinating. The bagpipes moments are quite thrilling, yet, as in too many other sci-fi films, one thing is very noticeable: absence of classical music. Specifically, I mean the usage of the timeless works of classical music which would always, even in such epic space opera spectacles as this one, act as an augmenting experience, in a way that a classical music lover could only dream of. In short, to me, the most impressive film that has unsurpassedly incorporated classical music into a complete cinematic experiences, 2001, Space Odyssey by Stanley Kubrick. Because, what to say? Johann Strauss, Richard Strauss, Georgi Ligeti. Listening to their music outside the film somehow seems insufficient after watching that film, because strong synergy is achieved by using classical music within a film work. I don't expect the use of classical music from Dune's sequel at all, but I have no doubt that it would be a fantastic, and at the same time, extremely pleasant surprise for all viewers. Idea number 5, Paul Atreides. After all, the main character himself, solid in every sense, but not realistically fulfilling character. Like many other protagonists in fiction, he is a little too empty a character, and that is why he is ready for the adventure of a lifetime. I know it's a tried and tested approach for this type of protagonist, like Frodo, Harry Potter, Luke Skywalker, and similar characters, but I'd love to see at least one protagonist who has his own personal plans and daily stuff that, say, sometimes conflicts with his role of an idealistic and unique, social reformer. In short, it would be great to see that the main character has some interesting hobbies, say that in his free time he likes to dance, compose music, joke at the expense of others, cook gourmet desserts, or rehearse theatrical roles in the mirror. Anything, just not to always get the same impression that the main character is so empty and has no personal plans in his life other than those given to him by an unexpected exciting adventure that will change him and give his life the meaning he lacks. For the principal character would still be responsible for his social reforming activities, but he would also be a more convincing, more realistic character in general. And that's it. These shortcomings are tiny objections that are certainly not crucial to the fullness of the film's overall impact, yet discrete and transformative incorporation of these 5 points into the sequel would work just fine, and the superb work could become iconic. Did you like this video? Yes or no? Whatever the case, let me know in the comments section below, and goodbye, for now.